Hello folks, welcome to Growth Grad. In this video, we are going to take a look at how to manage a creative strategy as well as a creative pipeline for all your performance marketing needs. So let's get started without any further ado. So now the game has changed, right? Like earlier it used to be targeting this and that, but now your creative takes the lead across all platforms majorly now, especially on Meta. So now you need to be a creative first performance marketer. And in this video, we are going to cover this exact topic. Why this video matters? Because most ads fail due to weak creative thinking, not with certain placements or something like that. You can miss out over there also, but most ads, the biggest reason you will fail is because your creative thinking is weak. A condensed yet powerful approach on how to streamline your creative assessments and hypothesis and everything in this video, we are going to cover that. What you will leave with after this video, once you stay till the end, is crystal clear clarity on how to structure your creative approach for hypothesis building as well as making sure development is in place. The difference between a good and great performance marketing isn't just in targeting or the budget, it's in creative strategy that connects with your audience, right? So let's get started. We will cover creative strategy pillars, planning processes, content creation workflow, analysis and metrics, and best practices. By the end of the video, I will share the best practices that I personally follow for all my creative process management. The first pillar of creative strategy is knowing your audience. So what you need to know about your audience is demographic, interests, goals, pain points, creators that they follow on Instagram, languages that they speak, right? So what do I mean by that is what kind of creative visuals that they like. Like each creative is having their own style. So knowing that level of detail with for your audience, you can actually make your creatives in that exact way, or you can experiment with it. Language that they speak, right? So if you go on Reddit in certain subreddits, right, you will start picking up words that are used by that particular community when they are talking about that particular solution or an offer. So pick these words and integrate them in your ads, and then content preferences and consumption habits. See what kind of content is it. Is your target audience interested in more educational format, or is it more meme based format? Is it more videos? Is it more statics? So need to understand all these things so that you can integrate it in your creative strategy pillar. And this is your first audience, knowing your exact audience and their behaviors, right? Then psychological triggers. Once you have known the audience, you will be able to figure out what emotional drivers that are there that will trigger them to do the action that you're looking for, right? So desire for status or recognition, or fear of missing out, or security and risk aversion, or balance of logic and emotion. Words, so all these things are there, but for your audience, which one fits in? And by the way, you can experiment with each one to actually figure out what will work the best for your brand. And that's it. That is the right way to go about it. Once you have pinpointed on the things in flow which work for your audience the best, then you double down on it with your further iterations, right? Third pillar is actually audience awareness stage. So you need to make sure and be aware of what kind of audience that you're targeting, and this is, by the way, the secret of unlocking scale. Now what do I mean by this? If you see most of the ads, let's say real estate, let's take real estate as an example. The standard format of a real estate ad is that you'll have your location, you'll have your uh, 3 BHKs, 2 BHKs, whatever the configuration of your home is. You will have the base pricing and maybe some offer like on EMI or something like that mentioned over here, right? But these types of creatives are actually served to the most aware audience, right? That they have figured out what they want in their real estate, like more or less, right? Like they will still do site visits in multiple areas, but that is the most aware kind of an audience. To give you an example from Google's perspective, it can be 3 BHK in Mangla Block 4, right? It is that level of specific. That is the more aware audience, most aware audience, that they have figured out what they want. Take a step back and you will reach a product aware audience. So what you're doing is the narrow patch that you were reaching out with that specific creative, you're expanding by expanding your messaging overall, right? Then further that you do, what you want to reach to a solution aware audience, so you further your messaging even further and unlock scale, because you're reaching, think of it like peeling an onion, right? You're reaching to a core from unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, most aware. Most aware is the most likely to purchase person, so most of the competitors will be there. If you take a step back, there will be less competitors, so your ad cost delivery will be less, but at the same time it will not have the same conversion rate. So your creative strategy has to have that approach that I'm reaching out to a person who is in the solution aware stage, right? They are not product aware as of now. So I have to make sure my creative is going to take them through the journey of solution aware to product aware to most aware, right? And then hit them with the sales message. So if you keep this thing in mind, and if you know your audience, and if you know their psychological drivers, you're already halfway done, right? Now all you have to do is combine this data and put it with creative themes. These are certain proven frameworks of effective messaging, like feature benefit, offer driven, testimonial, social proof, us versus them positioning, media style announcement. There are many more, and it's not like you have to be bound by them, but these are proven frameworks. There are other frameworks as well that you can check it out on Google, but these are the core frameworks that you need to then merge your approach with, right? So if you control all these four things, that's your creative strategy in one place, right? Now you have defined your creative strategy. Now you need to develop a pipeline, right? Develop a pipeline of creatives. So this is how we go about it. First, clearly defining what is the objective. Let's say my objective is purchase, right? Triggering purchase or a particular conversion. What do I do? I map pillar to angle messaging angles, right? Connect your strategy pillars to specific messaging approach that will resonate with your audience, right? Then plan visual format. What kind of visual do you want? Is it UGC? Is it carousel? Is it statics? Is it video? Anything, right? And then develop a script or a copy brief accordingly. If it is a static, it will be a copy brief. If it is a video, it will be a script. What is the hook that you are going for? What is the call to offer? What is the strategic offer placement, right? Once you combine all these four things, it will create a pipeline. Let's see an example of this, right? So if I go over here, yeah. So in this particular creative, my funnel stage is in prospecting, right? I am reaching to the person in a product, a problem aware stage, right? I'm going with a concept of question, not feature benefit or any the testimonial or anything. Question. This is my ad code, so this is something that I use for nomenclature. So that I am aware of once the ad is live in the dashboard, I am able to figure it out very easily with this ad code. The concept name is Say Goodbye to Dizziness. This is the concept that we have developed based on the product and audience information that we have. We want to create a static. The hook that we are going for, tired of unpredictable dizziness, right? So this is a pain point that we figured that like for this product, it was related to older people who were getting dizziness, like whenever they were playing with their grandkids or something. That's what we realized. It was primarily happening with middle-aged females. So we developed a hook of tired of unpredictable dizziness, and visual brief was of a middle-aged woman looking frustrated, holding her hand in discomfort. And then we had that our bottled solution and everything offers a natural, non-drowsy solution, regaining control and enjoying your life. So this is what we were going for. In a brief, we have an ad reference over here as well. The status is approved, and whenever the creative is made, we put the creative link over here, right? Then this is a retargeting ad for product aware audience. It's a testimonial based ads. Real story is real relief. The hook is related to Amazon testimonial mother. This is how the visual brief is like, and this is the ad text. So in the reference it is mentioned that there is an Amazon screenshot along with the testimony that will come. So that's how it is. Like, this brief can be shared with your creative team, right? And then for videos, we have prospecting, which is solution aware. In our case, storytelling. Be the artist. This is from another client I've just added over here for diversity. Be the artist that you want to be. That is the concept name. It's a video creative type, and the hook is ever dreamt of creating your own art gallery, right? Now we have a separate brief document when it comes to videos. It starts because typically what happens is that these scripts go to creators to develop, while we want them to have a freedom, but at the same time we want to give them overall context. So it's like a template that you can follow. This is again a template that I've borrowed from some brand that was doing a creative strategy, so thanks to them. So you add the information related to your product, about your brand, your project objective, some shooting 101s that you want for your brand, right? You can always change it if you want to experiment with something in your particular case. And then the script comes where you give them the entire script and then they just have to record. You can even add references over here if you want to, but more or less this is what we did when it comes to creative brief for videos. We always be in touch with the creators so that if there is any question or doubt we can handle them for that. So this is a creative pipeline process. Now typically whenever I have a new idea, right, so what I do is I create a subsheet along with the main creative tracker, and this is where any idea can be just dropped, right? It can be a creative concept idea or a hook idea or anything. So you can actually put a label on that idea as well. And you can actually say this is a hook idea, this is a concept idea, right? This is a marketing angle idea, whatever it is, right? There are different names that you can utilize, but you can keep dropping your ideas. So whenever you have a pipeline to create, you already have a list of ideas to work on, right? For that particular project. Now, how the content creation workflow has to be. Now, this is a thing that I personally struggle with. Like, we can have multiple ideas, developed ideas as well, but then how to actually make them done. So, this is the team that we prepared in terms of management of the content flow, right? So, creators who are responsible for filming, recording, and capturing raw content. Editor is the one that will put all this raw content together. By the way, we also got certain videos made directly by the creator itself because we wanted their tone and their energy as they like to make the videos, so that we selected these creators because they resonate, like our audience resonates with them. So we didn't want to damage too much of what they bring as a creator, their style. So we had a mix of things. That's why we collected the raw content as well as the finished video. Editor then can use these raw content to make further iterations where if we want to, based on unique scripts. Copywriter, that is the guy, or that is the person that works on compelling copies, hooks, supporting text, add visuals, like whatever the headlines and everything that will come. And the creative strategist who will run the entire show, right? So creative strategist is the person responsible for management of the sheet that we saw, assigning it to the right person. He's the one or she is the one who is approving all the creatives, right? So that's how it works. The process is straightforward. Research and scripting, this is where the strategist will do research and it will work out the entire workflow and share it with the copywriter will develop the script. That script and brief is shared with the creator. Again, it is managed by the creative strategist. Coordination with the creators, recording and shoot is captured, and then what further variations have to be done have to be planned by the creative strategist, and they give it to the editor. Quality checks happen, nomenclature happens as I had shown in the example, so that once the ad is actually live in the dashboard by the media buyer, the creative strategist can get that data, and then with ad codes they can figure out what's working, what's not, and then yeah, upload it to the ad account. So creative strategist will coordinate with everyone, make sure all the things are done, and then share it with the media buyer or performance marketer. They will run the ad on the dashboard. Once the ad data is back, they will put it in a sheet for reporting and share it with the creative strategist so that they have the data on further improvement. Now, as a performance marketer, you can wear both the hats, right? But what I suggest is you wear the creative strategist hat and then have media buyers to execute. But nowadays execution will is easier and it will get further easier as well. So you can be the one managing everything for a few accounts, right? So this is the content creation workflow. uh, After a lot of experiment and testing, this is what I came up with and it works. So once the ad is live and the data is received back to you for further improvement of your creative strategy, these are the key metrics that you can take a look at. Hook rate, basically how strong your hook is within the first 2 to 3 seconds. A user connection or the audience connection is made from the impression, so you will be able to figure out if you're reaching out to the right audience or not. Through rate is basically people who completed or view at least 15 seconds of your video since the hook rate has started. Then click through rates, people who clicked on the ad and visited your website. And then certain cost related metrics like cost per outbound click, cost per not simple clicks, right? Like people can click on the video and read more and all these signals can be taken, but cost per outbound click is basically people leaving platform and visiting your site. Cost per thousand impressions and cost per thousand reach right? So you need to make sure that your unique reach of that particular day is also maintained at a certain cost by the creative. This is a good metric for scaling, understanding the potential scale of from that creative which you can receive. Then of course CPA and conversion rate, right? So this will give you a complete picture of your creative strategy, from right your offer to your hook analysis to your creative hold rate, etc., right? Focus on improving the metrics that have the highest correlation with your primary objective, which is your ROAS, LTV, etc. Whatever your metric is, you see what you want to improve based on these metrics, and then further do iteration on the creatives, right? So these are the metrics to analyze post launch. Now coming to best practices and habits, this is what I do, and I recommend other performance marketers as well. Maintain a swipe file. So whatever hooks that work for you, or you found somebody else sharing these things, reels. I also save organic reels a lot. So I have two Instagram accounts. So whenever I'm like whenever I'm going on Instagram and I see one particular hook or a reel or an ad which grabbed my attention, I share it to my other Instagram account, which becomes like a good repository for me to reference. Copies, ad copies, or particular static messaging that grabs your attention, and same goes for visual, right? Build inspiration folders as well. Again, saving ads that can help. Tools like Atria and Motion app, etc., can, not Motion, Atria, Magic Briefs can help. Foreplay can help with this. Test multiple hooks. At least test like 2 to 3 different hooks of the variation, because it can really make a difference. Study stopping ads. So whenever you're on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform, any ad that stops your attention, uh, just grab them. I even like, for example, I was working with a female fashion brand, so I asked my sister to, share some of the ads that she may be seeing which grabs her attention, right? So find people in your network who are like your ICP, and ask them to do a favor to you as well. Creative first mindset. So make sure that you're like, while you follow your brand guidelines and everything, but your creative has to, like, if a particular creative can work potentially without your brand guidelines and deliver performance, experiment. I'm not saying you have to do it, but experiment with it, right? It may surprise you. And document whatever has worked, right? Like, in fact, document whatever has worked and what didn't work, and find the reasons for it as well. Like, maybe a hook was weak, or maybe our offer was weak over here in this creative. I recently did analysis of one of the accounts that I'm working with over, I don't know, 200 ads, and we found really great learnings after running it for more than a year or so. And now for the next year, we are creating detailed creative analysis based on whatever I've shared with you, to do further improvement on our creative strategy, right? So these data can actually surprise you. Like, we found certain correlations in the metric with respect to CPMs and conversion rates and CPCs and click-through rates, etc. And that data is actually helping us, because from that data we were specifically able to pick which type of visuals are common across top winning ads, which visuals or which messaging is common across the ads which have the highest click-through rates. So these are the things that we were able to measure. So maintain all these metrics for your ads. They are any which ways in their in your ad account. And at the same time, if you're passing an ad as a winner creative or a losing creative based on your account data, document what worked and what didn't work, right? So creative strategy is a continuous process of learning. This will make sure your account will not go into creative fatigue, because you have something new coming up every time. And as much diversity that you can introduce in your creative, better it is in terms of your experimentation, so that you can keep finding new audience pockets. We have a video related to meta ads fundamentals that you can plug in with this particular video to understand how both can sync in together. I will attach that video. And for this video, in terms of creative strategy, that's about it. If you have any questions or any doubts, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. In the meanwhile, if you want to stay connected with us in the performance marketing journey, or learn more about growth and AI, subscribe to Growth Crack. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.